Do you just want me to do the intro?
Yeah,
Yes,
Triggs.
You are
please.
doing the
All
intro.
right.
I told you that.
Yes, I'm aware. Okay.
Oh.
Hello, and welcome to the Saving Podcast. Saving Podcast.
Wow.
Saving
2
Podcast
seconds
community
in.
progress.
What?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's actually a good start.
Yeah, that was great.
Keep going.
Yeah, shall we just keep this, or
Don't
Yeah,
lose
let's just keep
momentum.
this.
Don't lose
Alright.
momentum.
No!
let's do it?
It's our first one. We have to do it nice.
Okay, fine, we'll do it nice.
Fucking
Hello,
hell.
and welcome to the Saving Progress Community Podcast. I am your host, Triggs.
You sound so elated. You're so
That
happy to be the
You sound
host.
so fucking happy.
Madbird
Jesus
isn't the
Christ.
host because he's a cunt.
Thank you.
It's true.
Hi, I'm Madbird. I'm over here.
And
Yeah.
Cheesy isn't the
I'm
host
Luna.
because he's British.
Yeah, everybody hates the British for
That's a good
some
point.
reason. Fucking.
And Luna isn't the host because I don't know.
I'm a girl, and we
She's
don't
a
know
girl.
anything
Sure.
about video games. Hi, everyone! So, this podcast is for the community and all the fans just to talk about video games and all of us to join together and do something, sorta. So, news!
Not ripping off the Saving Progress podcast at all, like with everything.
We're so awkward.
We are nowhere near the professional standards of the actual podcast.
To be fair, the actual podcasts have known each other for like several years, and this is the first time I'm hearing any of you speak.
And also, to be fair, the actual podcast isn't that professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Professional is
And
a very
they
loose
actually have
term.
some sort of like, they actually have some sort of not qualification, but they have some sort
A
of
pedigree.
yeah. They have like they have a reason to talk about video games. We're just like fuck it.
This was a
When
great
you say
idea
on the
that
toilet.
Madbird came up with on the shitter. So.
On the shitter. That's where
When
I
you
come
guys
up
say
with my best
pedigree,
ideas.
I just think of like dogs recording podcasts just sitting around like that one poker picture.
Wait, what?
I'm just adding the brilliance. That's why I'm here. I'm adding.
Oh, okay.
I'm raising the IQ points to 1,000,000.
I think you really. That was evident in that sentence you just said.
That was grammar and English all in one. Okay,
I
so who's
failed
gonna
English,
take
that's
the
impossible.
news?
So does everyone else want to introduce themselves, or was my introduction good enough?
No, your introduction was pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's just roll with that.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
me, Triggs, and God, I hate talking as if there are people actually listening to this. Me, you might know me, Triggs, and Luna from the forum. Cheese doesn't come on the forum very much. He's on the Steam group most of the
Yeah,
time. So if you want to
because
get
he's
to
the
know
worst
Cheese
kind
better,
of scum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the chat scum. I'm the one that's always there.
he's he's not the owner.
He's
of
the
chat.
only
He's,
consistent
admin.
admin.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had Brad on earlier, but that's about it. And we had Josh on yesterday.
did we?
Yeah, Brad
I
was on
was
earlier.
wondering who the hell he was. Because I was like, who is this guy? And I wanted to say hello, but I was kind of busy. And then you yelled at me earlier for saying hello to people, so... Because apparently I
How
acted
dare
like
you.
I owned the
Don't
chat.
greet people, you fucking selfish whore.
Jesus! I was just trying to be Saving Progress family and welcome people in, and even if they're there before me, I just want to know people, and y'all are just like, no, you act like you own the place. How dare
You're like,
you?
oh,
I said that
hello,
once.
Hello, new friends. Maybe they don't want to be friends with you. You pressure people a
Yeah,
lot.
you're very
To
demanding.
talk. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Well, remember when people, I would be like, hello, and they would immediately disconnect.
And they just leave immediately. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
telling.
That's just like the summary of my life.
That's a bit sad.
Okay, so are we gonna go on to video game news?
Okay, so, well,
Oh,
gaming news is
well,
third.
Yeah.
The first
yeah,
Oh,
thing
I'm
geez.
to
sorry.
talk about is
Way
what...
to
Oh.
not read the itinerary
I'm
at all.
sorry.
Okay, let's do this. Madbird, you can't. What did you play this week?
Okay. I played. Hang on, let me actually have a look at my thing because I'm not sure what I played this week. I know I've been playing a lot of X3 Terran Conflict, which is a space sim because I backed Star Citizen and then I looked at the thing, and it's like not going to come out until 2014. I was like, fuck, I need some sort of space shit in my life, and so I just started playing X3 again, and I've spent far too much time in it, and it's good fun. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls. I started a new character in that and got all of Artorias' gear, which makes me happy, and also PlanetSide 2, because that game is also cool. That's about it.
Star Citizen actually looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, I can't. I think it was Alt who said like if the game is like 30% as awesome as it sounds, it is going to be Game of the Year for all years. Because it does sound fucking amazing.
I have no idea what that game is at all. I thought you were talking about XCOM, but whatevs.
Way to be the girl of the conversation.
I'm a girl. What? Do you press this button to shoot? Meh. That's pretty
You sound
much.
disconcertingly like one of my friends. It's starting to fucking creep me out.
And my sister.
Great.
My.
I'm
This is
so
some
happy.
sort of fucking creepy, incestuous podcast we've got going on.
It's already
What?
incestuous if we're not trying to buck each other.
Well, this escalated quickly.
That escalated
Well,
quick.
explain to if there's anyone listening and they don't know what you're playing, including how I don't know what the game is.
Okay, basically X3 is it's a space sim, so you fly around in a little spaceship and you shoot stuff, and you can also trade.
Tell me more.
And well, like you can it's immense and like deep, and the learning curve is like a brick wall that you just like smash your face into until the game like lets you know how to do things, and you can have carrier ships and stuff. It's awesome.
That sounds fucking riveting.
Thank you so much. And yeah, Star Citizen is basically a new space sim that's being made by the guy who made Freelancer, which, if anyone knows space sims, they'll know that name, but you don't, so fuck you as well.
Well, why don't you play FTL?
I got bored. I enjoyed FTL for the first couple of, like, the first 10 hours or something, which is pretty good considering I paid $2 or something for
Yeah.
it, but, like, it got boring after that.
It gets boring really fast.
Yeah, but it's a nice game
Well,
to come
I-
back to after a while. Like, we
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
played it for a while.
I've
then-
noticed that with, No, go on, sorry.
Yeah,
like,
if you haven't
type
played
of
it for a while, then
casual-
it's nice to play for like a couple of hours, then you get bored of it again.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I played a few hours of Binding of Isaac as well, because I've been watching, I've been slowly making my way through Northern Lions LP of it. I think I'm
Oh,
up to like
Jesus
60
Christ.
something. Yeah, I know.
Oh god, Godspeed.
And a friend of mine just started watching them like in reverse from the most recent one backwards. So we're gonna meet in the middle and like tongue each other or something. It'll be awesome.
Well, see, I'm the casual scum, as you guys love to call me, that, like, for a game, I'll just play it forever, like in Minecraft. Like, people have to stop me from digging, because they'll be like, let's go on a mining expedition, guys. And I'll be like, let's just dig till forever. And they're like, Luna, come on, we have to go on the surface. So for me, games, like, they usually don't run out of fun. Like, Don't Starve, I'm having a lot of fun with, but I'll talk about that later. But do you suggest people checking out this new game, or do you still
Star
need it?
Citizen.
Yeah, do you still, need time to sink into it, or do you definitely recommend it?
Well, I haven't played. Star Citizen's the one that's coming out in 2014. The
Oh.
massive space sim blue balls. But I recommend X3 if you can pick it up cheap. I think it was on during the Christmas sale for like $10 for all the X games, which is pretty good. Terran Conflict is $8 on Steam at the moment, so if you're willing to put some time in, then it's a great game. But if you're not, then like don't bother. And everyone should back Star Citizen because it's just nice to see independent games being amazing.
Well,
Yes.
that's a bit of a
Okay,
kind of a big
Yep,
topic.
I'm done.
Luna,
Someone
what have
else.
you played this week?
I have played Don't Starve, and it crashed my shitty laptop, but it was really fun. And I really, really love the style and just the humor and all the different characters. And, Jay Smith's Let's Play really commits me to buy it. And one of our fellow Minecrafters and chat goers, Lemmy Robot, really nice kid, he gave me a nice code for it. So I played that, and You know, I can't play Dota on my current gaming setup, but I've been watching a lot of Dota and making lots of game guides for it. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. And, you know, there's always, you know, I pick up a couple games of Halo or stuff like that. Because I just am starting to get into PC gaming. Because my first PC game was, I went Minecraft, TF2, and then Dota. So that was kind of a pretty harsh slope.
That's a pretty steep, yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird, but I really like PC gaming, hence why I'm making my own, or building my own. I'm not making my own PC, that would be kind of cool, but I don't know.
That would be awesome.
Yes, I really enjoy Dota 2, like, a lot, and I fangirl over it a lot, and it just sucks because all you chat scum don't play it, and it's just like when someone plays it, I get like all really excited and like teenage girl, like how teenage girls are supposed to react when they meet like J-Beebs or whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, you play Dota? Oh my god! And like I freak out, as you guys have been known to witness. So, I don't know, I've been doing that and schoolwork and stuff, so I haven't played a lot, but I watch lots and lots of Let's Plays more than play a lot more. But that's what I've been doing. Not really interesting. Like Madbird, but...
Oh yeah, because mine is fucking riveting shit.
Yeah,
I actually
mine
got,
is.
I go.
No, I'm done for the week.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't played a lot.
I was just gonna say, Northern Lion's girlfriend actually gave me a Dota key, so I might be trying that soon.
You
Yeah,
guys are
maybe.
scum.
My friend gave me
You
one,
get-
and I have installed it, but I haven't like run it at all.
I've been
They
begging
seem
you
to be-
guys.
There seem to be keys everywhere for
Yeah,
this
because
game.
it's supposed to be free to play, but they charge people for early access, so they're just handing out keys everywhere.
Oh, okay.
I want a giant spider to maul your guys' inner intestines, or to implode you, because I've been begging
harsh.
all
well,
of you
fuck,
guys.
that's nice.
Yeah.
I hope in your sleep
Jesus.
or when you least expect it, like when you're shaving or something, because I've been begging you guys to play this goddamn game, and then you're like, oh, Northern Lion's girlfriend gives you a key? Herp a derp, why not? Oh, a friend gives you a key? Oh, I'm an
Yeah.
angry
To
panda.
be fair, I have no
Rage.
interest in that game whatsoever, so
I'm not a big fan of MOBAs, so
no.
I used to play. I played a bit of LOL and I enjoyed it, but like, I also didn't. So I'll see how Dota goes. And like, just because we don't like Dota is no excuse to like set Shelob on us. It's just that's out of line.
Madbird, also, I think you're bitter. You're bitter enough to be in the community. Like, for me...
Thank you so much.
Well, you get my seal of approval, which I'm sure is so important. But
It is.
for me, like, since I'm a girl, it's really... The community isn't that harsh to me. They baby me more, which is super irritating, but I can take it.
Better that
But,
than the alternative.
yeah, and it's just... I don't know. I'll talk about that later, but... Anyway, we're talking about games we played this week. So, Triggs, take your cue, I guess.
okay. Pete, Cheesy, Charles,
Hello.
Charlie,
Yes.
Worth,
Mr. Wadsworth.
Wadsy. What have you been playing this week?
That's the best nickname ever.
I'm playing quite a few games. Like most people are like really, really surprised that I have like 55 hours into Super Hexagon. The thing is,
Jesus.
I haven't actually played it for that much. I've just like left it off. But yeah, I've been having a load of fun with Super Hexagon. Other than that, I've been playing Darksiders. That's a super cool game. I like that one. If you haven't played Darksiders,
like that.
it was in like a pack, which is the same price as Darksiders 2. So that's like Darksiders 2, and all the DLC. For the price of Darksiders 2, so definitely like think about getting that before THQ goes bust.
Poor
Other than that,
THQ.
like Basement Collection, I picked up that from the key that my friend gave me. Lots of fun with that. I like all of Edmund McMillan's games that he's put on there.
Shout out.
Fun.
I'm just an obnoxious teenager.
Have
and I gave
have
him
you
a
played
shadow.
through Time Fog?
I
Chapter 2?
No, I started Time Fuck last night when I was playing it, and that's difficult, and I like
Chapter
it.
2 is fucking impossible.
Oh, really?
It is... like, some of the levels are just like, puzzles. They're hard to solve, but they're solvable, and once you know the solution, you can just do it. But
Right.
some of the levels are just, like, so pixel-perfect platforming that the game itself isn't really suited to. And they are just so fucking hard. I beat it, though, and the ending is amazing.
I bet you
No
do.
Really?
spoilers, yo. Which I'm sure you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. But
Yeah.
the ending is amazing, and if you haven't beaten Chapter 2 of Time Fuck and you own the Basement Collection, go do it.
Get on that, cheesy.
Go do it.
And then make
to
sure
people
to
who are
read
listening
the
to this.
long message in the credits.
Yeah, and I've been,
Have you played Ether?
I
Is that what it's called?
yeah I haven't
Ether,
played
Ether.
Ether yet. But I'll try that sometime. But I was a bit short of time yesterday, so I didn't. Just playing the original
Oh,
Meat
fair
Boy and Time Fuck. So
Aren't
yeah,
the original Meat Boy's controls like completely shit?
Yes.
yes.
That's why there's Super Meat Boy now.
Like,
Yeah.
even though they supposedly kind of fixed the controls in the Basement Collection, they're still fucking abhorrent.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
Nice use of abhorrent.
What?
What was
What?
your?
I said nice use of abhorrent. It's a good word.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got an approved from the librarian.
Yeah,
Are
the
you proud,
librarian.
Triggs?
No.
Missed it
I'm not a
important.
librarian.
You work at a library, you're a librarian.
Librarians go to uni and stuff. I just get paid for doing nothing.
Shut your face. I want your job.
Everyone wants my job.
I don't.
Gosh.
Yeah, you do. Don't lie.
Lying is worse than being a librarian.
Good joke.
Oh, lying. Okay, I thought you said lag.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what I heard
confused.
too.
Lag? Am I lagging for you guys?
Nope.
No.
No? Okay.
Anyway, continue on your gaming summary.
The
So many
the only
awkward
other
pauses.
game I've really been playing is Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
That's
Voss
a great game.
is a
I
boss.
like that. Yeah, I love Voss, but other than that, like all the other characters, like I hate Hoyt. Can't stand Hoyt.
Who's Hoyt?
Holt?
Hoyt? Like,
Is Hoyt the other bad guy?
yeah, the other main bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
I
a
haven't.
cunt.
I didn't. I stopped after I killed Vass. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Oh, you jerk! He's
Oh,
supposed to
crap.
live forever.
Oh,
How do
God.
you spell Hoyt? Holt?
Hoyt.
Oh, then it's Hoyt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Madbird, for saying it. Like 3 seconds after.
That's okay.
Yeah, and
That's what I'm here
Jason
for.
is like the worst main character ever in a game ever.
I heard he's like a really big sissy, and then he's like this frat boy, like.
He
Or
goes
he-
from being like, oh my god, killing people, this is so horrible, to like giggling like a maniacal schoolgirl while he's burning crops and like people
Yeah.
in the
Are-
space of like 2 missions.
That's one of the things that I really hate about it. That they sort of make him up to be this kind of like sissy, innocent guy. And then he just slaughters like thousands and thousands of pirates.
Well,
Yep.
it's just like how the superhero, where he goes and kills all of these innocents and all these henchmen, and then he gets to the main villain, and he's like, "No, I'm better than you. I shall put you in jail." And it's like in Arkham Asylum in the city, Batman, he doesn't kill the henchmen, but he seriously paralyzes them, and they'll be like paraplegics for the rest of their lives, but they're alive, though.
Which is crueler, really.
Yeah.
I always got annoyed at because Batman is such a shitty crime fighter because he'd never fucking like
So
you
your
can't
face, Batman has the best villains.
if he like
Like, he could kill them and put an end to it, but he always says no and puts them in, like, a minimum security prison.
yeah, and
Yeah,
people
he's
are
the-
all like, oh, he's against killing and stuff, and I'm like, well, yeah, but that you have to recognize that makes him like useless because the rest of the city is just like, let Batman do everything, and so they don't put guards on walls and stuff, and then everybody gets tricked by the Riddler. I don't know.
He's basically, my parents are dead! That's all he is. And then just, like, Batclaw. I don't know. I like the Batman series. You guys have never seen that meme?
Which one?
My parents are dead meme.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I'm alone in life.
I'm looking it up now.
Well, it goes from Video Games Awesome, which is another really cool show, but I'll be all alone. Anyway, Cheesy, anything else?
No,
Did you
that's
like
about
Far Cry
it
3?
for all the games that I've been playing this week. So, Trigger Proximity. What have you been doing?
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw the my parents are dead.
Triggs, what have you played?
Well, I'm looking at my Steam profile now, looking at what I've played, and apparently Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh,
Apparently.
Oh, really?
how can you forget
Apparently
you played
18
a
hours
game?
in the last 2 weeks. I've been playing through Left 4 Dead
Jesus,
2
boy.
with a friend of mine, Max. We've just been going through all the campaigns in order.
Keen Max, the one that's
Yeah.
a mod?
Yeah.
He's such a nice fellow. Good mod, he is.
Also been playing through Dead Rising 2, off the record.
So you're just on a zombie craze, aren't ya?
Yeah, just a bit. It's just, it was there, it was cheap, and I wanted it.
There's a joke somewhere in there.
There's something to be taken.
And then
from
I
that.
also bought it for Max, and we played through it.
Well, that
It's
was nice
great.
of ya.
In my opinion, Off the Record is actually, like, better, both plot and gameplay-wise, than Dead Rising 2.
I didn't really like Dead Rising 2, so I can believe
Yeah, but
that.
nobody cares. Nobody likes you.
Fuck you. Just because I don't like Hotline Miami.
Yeah, anyway, we played through it, it's great. It was better, it's more ridiculous, but it's better. I also played through Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Fair enough.
I just really wasn't into the whole crafting crazy, like gloves with kitchen knives on it and punching people thing. I mean, my memories of Dead Rising are just like watching my big brother and my cousin play it and having to like look away, but like looking through my fingertips and watching like a giant cross fall on a dude's head. But I don't know. I might
Was
give
it
a second
really that
try.
horrifying to you?
No, it wasn't. But I mean, they told me to look away, and I was a little jerk, and I didn't. That's like my childhood in a nutshell.
Eh.
Isn't that what every kid does? You're like, your parents are like, look away, honey, and you're like, ha ha ha, never.
Yeah, I guess.
Or were you guys good kids and, did what you were told?
Also played some Alien Swarm with another friend. Because Alien Swarm is great, and I don't know why more people don't play it. I mean, it's free. So, yeah. Played some Super Hexagon and beat Hexagon, because I'm ultra casual scum.
Yeah.
And I also played through all the Saints Row 3 DLC with Max. And yeah, that's what I did.
Alright. No mention of
So you
Kerbal
just had
Space
a-
Program?
Oh, I also played on the Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, and you lost a little buddy on the moon, and I'm very disappointed in you.
He's not the only one. I've crashed at least 4 command pods into the moon with Kerbals inside them.
You're a jerk.
Just
I'm not
sent
a
some
jerk,
into
I'm
the
a bad
sun
pilot.
as well. You live streamed that for us.
Oh yeah. I slammed a Kerbal into the sun. I've dropped a Kerbal into Eve's ocean, thus killing
You
him.
also
I've stranded a Kerbal
failed.
on Eve by accidentally blocking the crew hatch so we couldn't get out. I killed a Kerbal on Duna because I didn't realize the atmosphere was so thin. And he just
You
sort of plummeted to the
also
earth.
streamed Binding of Isaac and did quite terrible.
I haven't... I streamed Binding of Isaac and I haven't played it in months.
I'm terrible at it. I have, like, a ridiculous amount of time in it, and I haven't been Satan yet, or I think I've been Mom's Heart, like, twice. I'm really bad at Binding of Isaac, but I play it at, like, 4 in the morning most of the time, so... Excuses from, me, but...
The casual.
Yeah, I'm the casual scum of
The
this.
casual girl scum.
Yeah. I like video games. I play Cooking Mama and Call of Duty. That's all I play.
And
I've
Fat
literally
Princess.
asked a girl what her KDR was, and she told me it was an M4. And I was just like, what? And then,
Oh, the gun,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah. And I was just like, okay. And
That
then
doesn't
guys
make
used
sense,
to, like,
you little
make
whore.
fun. But, yeah, I have some stories of being teased for being a girl gamer. They're pretty funny and
Aw.
terrible.
I have some stories of being teased as being a guy gamer.
I have some stories about being
I want
teased
to.
for being
I want
a
to
girl
talk
gamer.
about that as one of our things of just like challenges for being a gamer. But we'll do that after gaming news and everything.
I also started to play Grand Theft Auto 4, and I was really disappointed.
Grand Theft Auto. That's all I have to say.
Like
I like
I
Grand Theft Auto
I
4.
want to like Grand Theft Auto, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't
I
like the
really
missions.
Glorified
Grand Theft Auto
sins.
The missions are terrible.
See, Grand Theft Auto to me tries to take itself way too seriously.
No, GTA 4 does. The ones before that didn't
Okay,
really.
the ones before that were okay. Like I played through a good amount of Vice City and GTA 3.
Vice City's fucking amazing.
I tried San Andreas, and I just couldn't do it.
San Andreas has a mission where you jump out of a plane and have to land on another plane, like that has mafia leaders in it, and thus all of your arguments are invalid.
Yeah. And then GTA
Also-
4 was just way too... It was way too, like, realistic in its execution, and it was just boring.
Yeah,
I like
it's like
storytelling. I didn't find it appropriate for a GTA game, but I appreciated it on
Yeah,
its own.
I think the storytelling in it was fine.
merits.
But what I don't like is, for example, say, in Saints Row, you press the handbrake and you do, like, a perfect turn. And, it feels really good. Sure, it isn't exactly realistic, but it's, it's
The
really good game
handling's
feel.
nice.
And then in GTA 4 you do that and you just go spinning out of control and just, like, slam into 3 other cars.
See, I prefer I drive, which I understand is a source of like constant envy and frustration for you, Triggs. But I appreciate realistic driving mechanics, and something like GTA 4 is okay. But going over to what Wadsy was saying about Far Cry 3, the driving is my favourite thing in that game.
oh
Because
god, I love the driving in Far Cry 3.
as someone who actually drives, like, it feels stupidly, like, realistic, and the cars feel like fridges on wheels, which is exactly what a car feels like. Or my car, anyway. But yeah, I understand why people aren't too fussed about realistic driving, but I like it, so everyone else is just
Yeah, I mean,
wrong.
it's a preference thing, but it's also game feel. If it...
Oh Jesus!
What?
I just dropped my phone.
Oh.
That's all.
So sorry, I thought you were objecting.
Oh,
Jesus.
no! Jesus Christ, Triggs, you're wrong in everything you say.
You don't understand game design.
Ah, probably one of my most surreal moments, now that I look back on it, was one of my ex-best friends kind of had a shady dad who actually was in the mafia. And we went to this,
Okay.
like, really cool Italian, like, cigar shop, and while all these, like, mafia guys were talking and playing pool, we were just playing GTA. And they were just all kind of doing these shady things, and we were just, like, yelling, like, put the hooker in the car, put the hooker in the car. And we were in, like, 3rd grade at the time. That was a
Fantastic.
weird moment in my life.
When you said one of my friends had a shady dad, my mind went to a much, much darker place.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Let's not escalate this
Yeah,
podcast
let's not even
to
go
that.
there.
Hey,
Anywho,
Just because my mind's in the gutter. Fuck you all.
Is
Poor
it ever
man.
not in the gutter?
No.
Exactly.
No. I work with
Okay.
children, nothing is sacred.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, has everyone shared, like, a Care Bear about what they played this
Yep,
week?
everyone has. So let's go on
Yep.
to some gaming news.
Yay.
Okay, so a small town in Connecticut wants to burn violent
Oh.
video games.
Thank you for NoU/Brownie for compiling this, by the way.
Yeah,
They want-
he's
Yeah.
such a sweetheart.
He's a
He
bro.
trolls sometimes, but, like, he's a good guy. I love him.
Okay, so let me just read a little excerpt from this article.
Go for it.
A small community about 30 miles from the site of the Newtown massacre is organizing a voluntary video game return program aimed at collecting violent video games from families and likely burning them. Now, when you say likely burning them, that's a bit harsh, because they might actually just be returning them. But they probably will burn them, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like America. Luna, as the resident American, do you have anything to say about how stupid your country is?
See, like, that's putting a lot of pressure on me, and I don't want to represent America as a whole, because that's terrible. But with having all the freedoms that we have, a lot of people say a lot of things that they say without thinking, and they say without thinking of everyone else's opinions and thinking in a well-rounded way. That's just pretty much. But I think people blaming video games for violence and stuff like that is just really uncalled for. And, I mean, I guess, like, I'm taking a psychology class, and it's going to be sociology this semester. And we went through a whole thing about how do boys do they grow up like violent, and are they always, like crashing trains and all that into stuff, or, is it because they, on TV they see stuff like that? And
crashing trains into stuff.
Well, her example was that, like
other trains, for example.
Yeah, that's really the only thing you can crash a train into. It's unreal.
Well, like, into walls and, like, down the stairs, and, like, with girls, her best friend has a daughter. My teacher, she was giving an example with her kids, and her best friend was, like, treating the train really nice, and, stuff like that, while her boys were, like, slamming it into each other's ankles.
Oh,
and,
you mean a toy train? Right.
Oh,
yeah, a real
Jesus
train.
Christ, I was so
Really?
fucking confused.
Really? Do you think a toy, little kid?
Just this young kid, you just gave, like, massive trains to some young kids, and they just rammed them into walls and into each other.
I thought your teacher was like some fucking, like, Amazon behemoth woman, and her children were just playing with real trains as if they were toy trains.
She was just some giant, no. And
That's clearly the most likely scenario.
Yeah, but I really don't think video games promote violence, and as a girl who grew up with a big brother playing video games, I'm not an extremely violent person. I mean, I'll smack people in the back of the head, but, my first reaction isn't to hit someone, like, there's people who say Columbine, they blame Doom and stuff like that. Like, no, video games don't cause violence.
And Marilyn Manson.
People do, like, that's just my opinion. As foreigners, quotation marks, or people, not from America, what do you guys think?
Basically this. Pretty much similar to what you said. I mean, I've done a couple of talks on video game violence throughout my scholastic career.
Oh, okay.
You guys were making fun of me for saying scholastic in the chat earlier. You guys suck.
But,
Anyway,
basically
continue.
my views are that, video games don't cause violence, people cause violence, and if those people cause violence, they're probably already sick before they played video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't doubt that video games could be a catalyst, but they aren't the cause.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of pointless for us to talk about this, because so many people have talked about it before, but, like, I guess it's interesting to hear different people's, like, opinions and viewpoints on stuff.
Well, also, there was that one story about how, like, some sort of sect of terrorist was using, like, Call of Duty private sessions to, like, train their soldiers. People don't realize, and when you're younger, you don't realize that, like, shooting a gun in a video game is so different than shooting a gun.
Yeah.
God, yes.
In
Like,
real life.
if you go into a combat situation playing it like Counter-Strike, you're gonna die.
Firstly, because you're not going to look down the sights, and you're just going to miss everything, because Counter-Strike is stupid.
Oh dear, you're gonna get some
Back
hate.
the fuck up. But yeah, has anyone here shot a gun?
Yes.
No.
No.
Okay, yeah, like I was over at a mate's place, and I don't know if you guys are aware of Australia. I mean, you're aware of Australia, but like we have these birds, galahs, which basically galahs. There's like
Do they want to
hundreds
kill
of-
you like everything else?
No, they do, but the way that they do it is really subverted and like evil. They just try and shit on everything so that you kill yourself. But like, yeah, there's like hundreds of them to a flock, and around summertime they make so much fucking noise. And so I was out, me and my friend and his brother were just wandering around on their property, and he had a 12-gauge shotgun, and every time a flock of them would fly overhead, he'd just fire it into the air and like bring down dozens of the things at a time, because fuck nature. And he was like, "Hey, you want to have a go?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I've played Counter-Strike and I've played Battlefield 3. Fuck yeah." And like, I almost tore my arm off with the recoil from the fucking thing.
See, I've only fired
Yeah.
pistols, so yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
Shotgun,
it
yeah.
really isn't the
Dislocate your
same.
shoulder.
It isn't, no. Like, to how you expect it to feel like, and then you're like, shit, that was different.
Well, even the psychology of pulling the trigger, there's confidence to doing that. And also, like you said, the recoil, it depends on the gun. Reloading, I mean, with pistols, you can, like, slice the skin between your thumb and your finger, like, just straight through. I mean, there's so many different aspects to shooting a gun and being in a combat situation that are different. And
Not even going into the fact that like you're not going to be able to use a gun effectively. Using a gun isn't really like a enjoyable experience. Like I remember, I don't know if you guys have seen it. There was this video going around of like a kid who he loved like Counter-Strike, he loved Call of Duty and stuff, and like for whatever fucking stupid reason they managed to get like a ranger or something, as in like an army ranger, to like do a weapons demonstration and like let him fire an M4 or something, and like he shot it once and then like ran away crying because he just didn't. He was just like pretty like, and like people were just like, well, clearly that indicates that Call of Duty doesn't make kids want to use guns, because the second they use a gun, it's going to be like, oh shit, this isn't what I expected it to be like.
they're loud. Like, when people hear guns, they sound like fireworks or explosions. Like, a couple summers ago, I did a active shooter simulation for our SWAT and our police, where I acted like I got special effects makeup on to make it look like I was shot at our local high school. And we went through it where like I had to like run at the police and like scream in their face and try to distract them and stuff like that. And they had a shooter like shooting off blanks and shooting off smoke bombs and, you know, stuff like that. And they are loud. And like that was the first time I ever heard like blanks go off, and everyone jumped like 3 feet in the air, and like it was really interesting.
I want to go to your fucking school. That sounds awesome.
Are blanks,
Yeah,
are blanks louder than actual bullets?
I think they are, yeah, but like not to a point where it's
Yeah.
the blanks being loud. It's just, yeah, they're slightly louder because the gun is firing a dud essentially.
Yeah, there's this one girl, because I got because they didn't have enough kids, so you got kind of like circled around, where I was outside for one, I was in a classroom for one, and then I was in another classroom. And there was this one, and there was this girl outside, and she was an amazing actress, and she was just crying and sobbing and just asking this officer, like, please help me. And he has to go through a procedure where he has to ignore that child when she's screaming for help. And like, it really made you think about like, how would you do that if you could hear your classmates or your best friends, or say you had siblings out there and the door's locked? Like, at least that's our protocol, where once the door's locked, no one gets in or out. Like, the police, they have keys, so that's how they get in or out. Like, how could you personally just sit there while someone outside either dies slowly, is shot more, or screams for help, you know? Like,
You guys all heard about... Oh, go on, sorry.
because the Columbine shooters, like, what they did, they pretended to be injured students and would scream and say, help me, and they would batter down the doors, and teachers would open, and they would go, and luckily they didn't shoot any of the kids, but they scared them. So, and my mom, like, the reason why I know a lot about this is because I don't know, when I was younger, at my after-school program, like, I remember someone mentioned something, you know the song Cassie by Flyleaf? Any
Yes.
of you guys know it?
Yep.
Yeah, they played that song, I was like, oh, this sounds cool, and then they told me the whole story, and, like, they printed this thing out, and I just kind of got interested in it, because I'm a weird person. And then my mom, she works at a school, and she's in charge of, like, the emergency response plan, so she's the person who's in charge of, like, telling the teachers what's the procedure, you know, being in contact with the police and everything. So I know kind of a lot about it, but I don't know, like, after the Sandy Hook thing happened, at my mom's school, there was an active shooter before school started. So they went into lockdown and everything. And, like, the kids just got sent to a separate school, but, like, luckily no one got hurt and nothing happened. But it's scary, that kind of situation, because you think school's supposed to be safe, you know? And most of you, except Cheesy, are out of school. But, you know, it's something to think about, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
See, the only
Yeah,
thing
it's-
I have to say in relation, and like anything more to say in relation to this video game burning, is
Oh yeah, I forgot we were talking about video game burning.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I went on, like,
You know,
a major
the-
tangent.
I'm gonna butcher this because I don't speak German. Reichstag?
No, it is Reichstag.
Reichstag? Okay, you know the Reichstag fire where they just burned like a shit ton of books?
Books,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright,
You know there are people in Germany, most of them actually gamers, who are going to burn, or wanting to burn, violent video games in front of the Reichstag. Because that
Yeah, 'cause
doesn't
it's-
bring back bad memories of like Hitler and Nazis or anything. does
Also
it?
because, yeah, video games are on a par with the shit that they were, like,
Yeah.
the rage against video games is essentially the Holocaust, is what they're saying.
But the thing that I don't understand is, for a country that's so against pretty much anything that reminds them of, you know, what
Oh, yeah,
what
that's a
their
good
ancestors did, they still want to do this?
I know, and I'm surprised that it's coming from Germany as well, because Germany's usually, like, I mean, discounting a very awkward period, you know, 60 years ago, Germany is usually, like, fairly rational and forward-thinking about everything,
Yeah.
like, traditionally.
I mean,
So
they
I'm
have,
surprised that
they have
this is
pretty
happening
strict
there.
restrictions on violent video games, but that's
Yeah.
entirely understandable, and they also don't, like, you know, accept a swastika anywhere in the game or anything like that. And then these douchebags just want to burn video games in front of the Reichstag.
Well, speaking of restrictions on video games, I mean, Madbird, you live in Australia, and, like, they won't allow...
It
Like-
isn't,
Isn't it
It gets
actually
talk-
allowed now?
it gets talked up quite a lot more than it actually, like, we got a nuded version of Left 4 Dead 2, which I didn't really care about because I don't enjoy those games. So, like, in
Casual
our
stuff.
version of Left 4 Dead 2, when you kill somebody, like, the body just sort of flops to the ground, and, like, you can't cut people's arms off and
Yeah, there's no
stuff, and
dismemberment
then
and stuff.
yeah, and then
Right.
all the corpses fade after a little while. Like, there's no persistent corpses. And
Well-
Fallout 3 got refused classification because it had real drug names in it, I think,
Morphine. It
originally.
was literally just morphine. And
Yeah.
nothing
Morphine.
else, so then they changed it to Med-X.
Yeah, they changed it to Med-X and now it's fine. But yeah, you
didn't
hear
guys
a lot
get
about,
denied
like,
Mortal
Australian...
Kombat
What?
because of... Well, didn't you guys get denied Mortal Kombat because of Noob Saibot's fatality?
No
And
idea.
probably more of them.
I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan. But
Some
yeah,
of those fatalities were pretty gnarly. Oh, I just sounded like some, like, 30-year-old.
it's
fake
tubular,
surfer.
dude. It's totally gnarly.
Shut your face.
But yeah, didn't some legislation get passed like pretty recently that allowed R18 plus games?
I don't know if it has been passed already. It is going to be passed in the near future, I think, because that has been something that's been happening for a very, very long time.
And then
in
there was
Australia.
always just that one dickbag who would always just say no.
Oh, yeah. I
Except
can't
then the
remember
thing
his
that I don't
name.
like about that is he got a shit ton of death threats to him and his family.
Yeah, which
That's
isn't
so
helping that
stupid.
isn't helping the situation.
Yeah.
Like that.
The worst
that
thing
just
is he was
like,
the-
that just proves his point.
I live in South Australia, and he was like the something for South Australia. I can't remember, so it was sort of depressing that he came from here.
Like, I hate when that happens where it's like, oh, someone opposes my opinion, let's send death threats. It's like, no. Just because someone thinks differently than you doesn't mean it's wrong or bad. Like, grr,
Yeah, exactly.
but whatever.
It's like, this is sort of unrelated, but Triggs, that nice guys of OkCupid Tumblr.
Yes, and there are people who send in hate mail saying, like, you were the worst kind of scum, this is internet bullying. And then
Yeah,
the
and
dude
then
who
there's
runs it
like...
is just like, no, these people are douchebags.
No, but like,
Would you want
there was
those
a couple
guys
of
dating
the
your
emails that he
sisters?
got were like sort of rational with their like just because someone disagrees with creationism, just because someone disagrees with evolution does not necessarily mean that they're an idiot. Like that is sort of the stance I take with people disagreeing with video games or thinking video games cause violence. It's like okay, that it's your opinion. I can't say whether it's true or not. I mean, it's not true, but I can't say whether it's true or not, and I'm not going to send you a death threat just because I disagree with your opinion on this topic.
It's your
Like
opinion, but you're uneducated and also retarded.
Yeah, essentially that.
Well, it also happens, like, when you're younger, it's as you grow up, you realize that people are, quotations, allowed to have it. Like, because when I was younger, I went through the whole, oh my god, Twilight, everyone, hold your horses, Twilight phase. And then after that, I was like, oh, Twilight sucks. Anyone who doesn't likes Twilight is, disgusting. They have horrible taste, blah, blah, blah. And this might be true to some other people, but, like, now that I look back at that, I'm like, what a douchebag I was. Like, so what if people like Twilight? Like, great for them. I'm ecstatic for them.
If
Why
they get
should you
enjoyment from
hate...
it, yeah.
Why should you hate other people's happiness? Like, when you put it in that perspective, you're like the most douchebaggiest person on the planet.
If I'm not
But-
happy, nobody can be happy.
Exactly.
What was it you said
Anyway.
that one time, Cheese? It was like, I can't remember what I said about England, and you're just like, no, we don't like that in England. We don't like nice things.
Yeah, in England we don't like nice things. It's just
Also,
a
I
general
just found-
rule.
Just found a thing, apparently, yeah, January 1st, R18 games can officially be certified in Australia now.
Right.
So, that's pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Queensland remains the only Australian state or territory yet to pass the R18 plus legislation. That's where Silver Stallion lives.
Ah,
So,
damn.
fuck Queensland.
Okay, so next article.
Next bit of news. Warzy servers attacked by hackers.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Several attacks on Warzy servers. There were issues for a while, but the servers are stable at the moment. Talk about your feelings on the Warzy in general.
Okay,
Warzy
so you
sucks,
guys
yo.
wanted- I did not know about what Warzy was for a while because, I don't know, I think I was doing schoolwork and stuff, and I just didn't pay attention to gaming news and stuff. But from what I understand, they promised a product and, like, a giant open world product that sounded pretty freaking amazing, and they didn't deliver at all, and they promised things in the future, and they were just really shady about stuff, and things didn't work, and a lot of people got banned for no reason, and they weren't offered refunds.
That's essentially
what-
it, yeah.
Okay. And then I heard Valve did, like, a, good guy Valve, like, offered stuff out of their own pocket.
Yeah, they gave
That's
people
what
refunds out of their own pocket for making a
Yeah.
bad
See,
decision and letting it on Steam.
Good guy Valve. That's my
Basically,
opinion about
what the
it.
Warzy did was they offered, like, what they told people they were going to get was a fully finished, polished DayZ. That's it.
Yeah.
And what
they
they
didn't
got
deliver
was
at all.
what do they call it? A foundation release, which is like, they were like, okay, the
Yeah,
game's
you
done.
know what I call a
because-
foundation release? A
Bullshit.
pre-alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
but
about
yeah,
to say
like-
foundation,
go
like
on.
a fancy word for, nothing.
Pretty
But-
much.
Wait,
Get-
is it by the people who made the DayZ
No.
mod? Or is
No,
This,
no,
this,
no.
this company is, I believe, based in Russia, but I could be wrong. I know the head guy, Sergey.
The head guy's name is Sergey,
Yeah,
so
I think,
yeah.
I think they're based in Russia.
Goddamn
He's
Russians.
Russian. And basically,
you
they
promise
make this
everything.
really shitty game called War Inc. that nobody really played.
I was actually really sort of interested in that when I first saw it, and then I heard it was shit, so I didn't.
Exactly, it was kind of shit. So then,
Hammerpoint Interactive
So
is
then
the
they're
name
like-
of the developer.
well, shit. Now we need money. So they go and they just make War Z, which is DayZ just shit. Which doesn't...
Yeah.
What I really don't like about it is they said, oh no, we were working on this way before DayZ was a thing. No, you fucking
They
weren't.
really weren't.
Yeah. But by the end product, it's like, if you spent that much time on it, why is it so shit?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, DayZ's been out for a good year now, probably, like, going on a year?
Yeah.
The mod?
Yeah, something
So,
like that.
So, even, like, I mean, that isn't a very long time to develop a game, but even that amount of time would have had more shit in it than the release that they had. And just the developer was just such a... Like, there's, one of the things was that... Oh, what was it? There's, they promised, like, they promised maps, like, up to 400 kilometer square maps.
And then it's just like 20 kilometers.
Yeah, it was, and like they said the one map that they had was like 100 kilometers or something, and they were like, and in an interview, some guy's like, well, you said that you have maps up to 400 kilometers, so why is there only one map in it that's only that is only 100 kilometers? And the developer is like, well, 100 kilometers is in the range of 0 to 400 kilometers. We didn't say 400 kilometers, we said up to 400 kilometers. And yeah,
Great marketing.
And then some guy from Kotaku, I think, went into the game and like spent like 4 hours figuring out his character's height and the distance between two trees, and then figured out that the map is actually only about 20 square kilometers. So yeah, go them. They really, but about the hacking thing, they really fucking deserve it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should have given the refunds back, and but again, with the whole, I'm kind of, the whole hacktivist thing. I'm usually pretty pro-hacktivist, but sometimes I'm just like,
I didn't even know there was a term for that.
I thought that was the term. I could be wrong.
If that isn't the term, it is being the term now, because that's cool.
That is the term.
Yeah, it is the term. It's the term.
Okay.
Okay. But I don't know, because like if the people already got their refunds, and that's kind of shitty that Valve had to give it, and that the War Z people didn't give it out of their pocket because they're the ones who got the money in the end.
Yeah, what's really shit about it is they banned people because those people didn't like the game. They said, your game is bad, here's why it's bad, here's all the things you promised that you didn't deliver. And they said, sorry, we can't hear you because you've been banned.
There was actually a rule on like the Steam forums
you
for the game.
are not allowed to talk about why the game is bad.
You aren't allowed to start a thread saying, I quit because...
Yeah, like that's completely shit. But yeah, I mean, I can see why. I wish the War Z people would have given refunds out of their, pocket. And could Valve do something legally where, like...
Not really, because Valve allowed it onto their service without investigating it properly, so it's really on them on that front.
It's on them, however, Valve do have a very strict terms of service.
Yeah. Where it says that you're not allowed to misrepresent your game and stuff, I assume.
Which they did.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
So technically they're allowed to seek legal action, I believe, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. The amount of money that they've had to pay out for this is probably like a drop in the fucking pool that is Gabe's fucking like hot tub. So they're probably not going to bother.
I believe it's the bucket, but yeah. I know you were trying to make.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's no way that the amount of money they had to pay out on refunds made even like a dent.
Yeah. But it's still sort of dickish that Hammerpoint have basically still got the money that they made from that, and are just like laughing now.
Yeah, but I don't know. They're definitely not gonna get, if they make anything else in the future, or any of those people, their names are probably super sullied by now.
Oh yeah. Well, this apparently the guy who made this also made, what's it called, that terrible racing game.
There's tons.
Big
so you have to
rigs
be a bit-
over the road racing.
Yes, thank you. Yes, big rigs over the road racing. He apparently had a hand in making that, so his name was already fucking sullied by the time he made this. Oh god.
Brownie left us a nice little message. But anyway, so next topic, or next story?
Dongs, dongs, dongs.
Alright, now next story on this,
Next story?
on this
Sony
list
patent thing?
of stories.
Oh, yeah. So Sony has patented a way for games to be tied to a single PlayStation Network account, and it is speculated that this will be used on the PS4. No money from secondhand games goes to developers. So essentially what they're doing is DRMing their stuff so that you can't return or sell used games
Which is
that you don't
stupid.
want anymore, because people won't be able to use them, which I think is pretty dickish.
I do too, because, I don't know, I have a problem where... See, and it's also... Won't there be a problem if, say there's a house that has multiple systems? You can't
I didn't even think
transfer
about that.
over. Like, that's... I had a big problem with Battlefield 3 because, we had 2 Xboxes at one point, and I wanted to play Battlefield 3 with my brother, but they have that whole online thing where you had to pay $10 online just to play online. And I wanted to play, online with my brother, and that just kind of, really sucked. And I don't know, I really don't like that kind of stuff just because for kind of a unique situation like that, and, it makes me think of stuff like Rooster Teeth or,
Why does it make you
Safe.
think of Rooster Teeth?
because they have lots of systems in one area, and they have problems. They have problems like this all the time that they mention on their podcast, and I have a weird memory because I know the name of your cat. And
Okay.
that was the first thing I could think of in my head. I just really don't like people blocking stuff like that. Just because it adds a hassle to gamers, and sometimes what happens when, say you buy a game and you really don't like it, and you're like, oh, I thought this game was going to be awesome, and then you go to return it.
That's a
Like,
good point. EB Games, I don't know if it's like this where you guys are, but EB Games here have a 5-day return policy where if you buy a game and you don't like it, you get full refund within 5 days, which me and my friend used to exploit when we'd buy a game, play through it in a day, do a review of it, and then return it and get a new game, and just rinse and repeat constantly. But yeah, even if you don't like a game, and even if the store does offer refunds, they're not going to be able to do that because the game is essentially unusable now.
The only thing that I think might be a kind of redeeming factor about this is there is such a thing as people patenting.
Patenting?
Patenting things.
What?
There is such a thing as people
Patenting.
patenting things in a protective way. Not to use it to stop other people from using it.
What? Explain.
Okay, so say, I patent,
Patent?
I'm trying to think of a good example.
Game Kid.
Okay, let's say I patent something absolutely stupid, like you have to pay
Game Kid.
$10 to start your car every time,
Okay.
right?
Alright.
Okay.
Fuck that right off,
But-
yeah.
Then I don't ever actually act on this. It's just I own it. Nobody else can do it.
Oh, I get it. So, Sony might be
okay.
patenting this to stop Xbox doing a similar thing.
Yeah.
Or something. Okay.
Because I kind of think some companies are wising up to how DRM should really be handled.
Yeah,
Ubisoft
and-
have finally
yeah.
gotten rid of their always online shit.
They've still got Uplay, though.
Yeah, but it's not that
That piece
bad.
of shit.
Uplay's, effectively inoffensive as long as it isn't the whole always online bullshit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hassle, and with the internet, we don't like change, and especially the video gaming community. I mean, we're already, I guess it's good that it's gonna be integrated into the new system, because that's already going to be a change, but, I don't know, I really don't like that kind of stuff, just because, I don't know, I really don't like people blocking stuff like that. Just because it adds a hassle to gamers, and, that's just, it's not it's just gonna have to be, if this is gonna be a thing, a lot of us are gonna have to get used to it and suck it up, I guess.
Yeah,
Because
like PC.
Continue.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm mainly on PC now, so used games don't even enter into my like thought process anymore. Because like, if you want something cheap, you can find there's CD key websites and stuff. Whereas, like, if you're a console gamer and you don't want to pay full price for a game, used games are really your only like option. And I know when I used to be an Xbox fag, I used to get used games all the fucking time. Yeah,
Xbox is lovely.
yeah, I like Xbox. Shut up. Like, I used to buy used games all the time because, like, in Australia, fucking a new game on the Xbox is $110. So
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
pretty much. It's pretty.
yeah, so
It's pretty much the
used
same here.
games. Yeah,
Oh, really?
New Zealand is fucked over as well. But yeah, so used games were really my only option before I had like an income or had a decent gaming PC. And if assuming that the whole blocking used games thing isn't being used just to stop other people doing it, then that's really going to fuck over a lot of people as far as having to spend money goes.
The thing is, I kind of doubt it'll ever actually be used because, like, the public outcry against this kind of shit.
Oh god, yeah, that was there were like I don't know about if you guys are aware of all the fucking hilarious like internet censorship bullshit that goes on in Australia all the time. Like, yeah, they keep every now and then some politician suggests that we have a filter on the internet to stop like all the bad things, which is essentially the entire internet. And and like my friends like shitting themselves and going, "Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to download torrents anymore." I'm like, it's not going to happen because like if they did it, like the world would just implode and everybody would be firebombed.
Yeah, also, with this new thing happening, if they, put it in place, they might see a big increase in people trying, a lot of gamers are broke college students or, people, because with the economy, not a lot of people can afford to buy a $60 game in the States or a $110 game, every month or whatever, with whatever comes out. So it's definitely going to be a change in the industry, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it affects gamers. Oh, sorry, some people don't like that. People who game, and the industry itself. I mean,
Fuck the people who don't like that term. They're gamers.
Yeah, I like the term gamers.
I just think it's easy to say. That's why
Yeah.
I use it. Well, because that's like one of the most controversial threads other than the religion thread is the girl gamers thread that I started on the forums, which Saving Progress forums, little insert. Check it out if you guys are listening to this. You're probably from there. But
You're
still.
probably from there or the Steam
Yeah.
group and thus are aware of the forum anyway. But
Yeah.
Just still go there. Even if you're a member, just go there and just type in discussion link to here. But
just go to the Saving Progress community podcast thread and say dicks, and we'll know that you've listened to this.
Yeah.
yes.
Either say
And
dick or dick cunt.
we have this is the class.
We haven't met our cunt quota for this
Yeah.
this podcast.
I don't think we've
I'm
said
gla-
cunt enough.
No.
But I'm
So-
You are the
glad
cunt
because
cunt.
we've been
I am
having
the
great
cunt cunt.
conversation. But that girl gamer thread was like one of my first threads, and then I finished the end of the Saving Progress main guys podcast, and then they had that whole conversation about how they hate the term girl gamers, and I was like, oh shit, my life is over on these forums.
Josh
I'm
hates
going to be
you forever
crucified.
now.
Everyone is just going to kill me.
I'm pretty sure it was Draskell at that stage who I was having the argument with.
I'm pretty sure too,
Yeah.
and then Triggs told you guys to grow up and that you were sullying the place and you were
Yeah,
dirtying it.
Triggs laid down the law. But yeah,
I laughed
the way
so
that
hard.
the way that I explained it was I actually like the way that I explained it was that if you play games, then you're a gamer in the same way that if you drive a car, you're a driver, and if you work, then you're a worker. Like, it doesn't define who you are, but it is something that you are. Like, If you play games, then you're just a gamer. No matter how much you play games or how much you want to be part of the gaming community, you play games, you're a gamer. And I liked that. That's like the only thing in my entire life I'm proud of.
Well, and also how someone was just like, there's not a name for a person who drives or races, and then like 4 comments all are, it's called a racer, dude. I laughed so hard at that, and I was like, how could you forget? But people have their moments.
I think that was Draskell, and he said like a racer is a racist or something.
Oh yeah. We have amazing people on our forums, but
We do.
anyway. Okay, so this is the segment, I guess.
Whoa,
is that
whoa,
all the
whoa,
news we
hold
have?
on.
I want
Hold
to
on.
drive this car now.
I love that
We
we're
haven't
like
been
I'm
talking
the racist.
about this whole
Well,
soda
Triggs.
thing yet.
Triggs, you lead the shit, and then we just hijack it just
We
constantly.
just
Basically, I
Derail
have 2 things to say.
Okay.
Go for
A,
it.
this is bad DRM, and bad DRM breeds piracy. So basically, they're hurting themselves by doing this. And 2, it won't matter because PS3 has no games, and PS4 won't either.
Burn,
Yeah.
Sony.
PlayStation fanboys.
But their stock
Burn.
prices are just going to fucking plummet after this podcast goes out.
Pretty much.
Well, they have... What's that game? Last of Us? Which
Yes.
is kind of cool.
I actually
Um,
want to get a PS3, like, sometime, probably after the PS4 comes out and the PS3s are all dirt cheap. I just want to get a PS3 for Tokyo Jungle, Journey, The Last of Us, Heavy Rain, and, like, a couple of PlayStation games.
Uncharted?
No, Uncharted doesn't even interest me. I don't know why.
It's male Tomb Raider, but you know.
Well, yeah,
It's,
so
it's a gorgeous game.
I might as well just play Tomb Raider so I can wank.
It was probably one of the worst moments in my gaming career, quotation marks, but I was literally just playing Uncharted and I was looking around for like 20 minutes just trying to find a way out of this goddamn tomb, and I was like, where do I go? Do I blow up these like barrels? Like, do I go in these vines? And I was so frustrated. And my brother was just sitting there and he was just like silent the whole entire time, and usually we're joking around or like, you know, saying something, and then he goes, and I'm like, I'm done, and I, like, threw it down, he picks it up, he goes, and he just looks up, and there's just this ladder that's right there, and he just goes up, and I'm just like, I'm done with the internet, gaming, and life. I'm just done.
Yeah,
I
I've had
do
moments
that
like
a
that.
lot with games.
Was there anything pointing towards the ladder, like any kind of light source? Or...
There might as well been, because it was so obvious that I was just like,
That you just didn't even process it? Yeah.
I just need my brain removed because it's just not even useful. Anyway, Triggs, can we go on to the next?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, geez,
Other
Triggs,
topics.
you
If
fucking
can think of
podcast
anything else,
Okay.
bring it up near
Leader,
the end.
Triggs.
Okay, so this is
How are
a
you, Cheese?
segment I want to start where it's just one story that each of us share where it's a problem or like a success or like something cool or something bad that's happened in your gaming life, career, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm just going to complain because I'm a female and we do that and we nag. I'm going to get shit for this if any other girls listen. But,
That's a funny joke.
yeah. Like, I think Momo or Katie NL's girlfriend is like the only other chick on.
Is Aless a chick? I just call it an it.
Yeah, it's
He's a boy. He's a boy. You guys are so mean to like a select few. So bitter. Anyway, I made sure. Okay, so who wants to start with their gaming story?
You, because you introduced it.
Okay, I
Give
guess.
us, like, something to, like, know what the fuck we're supposed to talk about.
Yeah, go on, set an
you got-
example.
Okay.
Yep.
This is gonna be a depressing
And
example.
it better be
but-
good!
Oh god, so much pressure. Okay, so... the awkward life of Luna. What was probably some of my okay, I made a really loud Modern Warfare because Modern Warfare was my first online FPS gaming experience, and I was like, oh, I got like a C on a test, and I was like, that's worse than getting knifed in the back, bro. And I said that to my friend that's a chick, and she was like, oh, I know, because she was mocking me. And, like, literally all the guys in the class just looked at me, and they're like, what are you talking about? Why are you in our secret club? What is wrong with you? Like, that's my life in a nutshell. I'll make references, and then people who, like, don't get them, they'll make fun of me, and then the people who do get them just shun me, and I'm just like, okay, I'll go in my corner. Like
All the guys in your class, 10 out of 10 would bang, like, as you said it.
No. Like, they're like, oh, do you use the throwing knife or do you use the tomahawk? And I was like, no, I use the flashbang because that's better. You're an idiot. Why would you use that? And I would go in, like, rants about how, like, the flashbang is better and how my KDR would go up, and then they would just be like...
You're not helping yourself, are you?
Yeah, and it would just be, like, really bad. And middle school was, like, the awkward moment for me where, like, I really didn't care how I dressed. And I would literally be just, like, sweatpants and sweatshirts all the time. And, like, I would barely wear makeup. And then, like, high school happened. And I wear, like, dresses and I look really nice. And life happened. I'm just the most awkward person. But, I don't know, like, good moments happen. Like, we have a trading card club because I play Magic the Gathering. I'm such a loser.
I play Magic too.
Yes! I'm really bad at it, but I play a dark and light deck. And the guy who's teaching me how to play lets me win every single time. But
I play a red speed deck, and I just win every time because it's a good deck.
Shush your face. But, oh, what I wanted to do about Dota. Okay, so I was playing Dota, and only 5 people play at one time, and so I was like, hey guys, I'm at the bottom lane, can I have a gank? Which is, do you guys know what a gank is?
I'm aware of the concepts. Isn't that when, like, you sneak through the bushes and then you jump out as they're about to die or something and finish them off?
Kind of. It's just kind of like a coordinated attack
Okay.
on a player when they're not expecting it. And literally every single person comes down because they're like, oh, a girl, she asks for something, we shall deliver. And we just, like, totally lost the game, and, like, they pushed the towers, and it was just a mess. Like, I'm face palming right now, and you can't see, but that's never do that for a girl. Anyway, gaming fun with you guys. I dropped my phone again. What is life?
Are you drawing?
Are you drunk?
No, are you
No.
drawing? I swear I hear a pencil scratching on some paper in the background.
Yes, I am drawing.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Going into the whole girl gamer thing, not to use that term, I hate myself.
God forbid.
For my,
I don't even care.
in most things, I either play, if I have the option to play as a female character, then I do that. And if I have an option to have a name, then it's usually Linda Bird, because Linda is, yeah, I know, Linda Bird being BYRD, because that's like her last name. And yeah, that's the character I usually play as. And recently I've been playing a lot of PlanetSide 2, as I discussed, and like, I play it with my friends. And every now and then I'll be like piloting a galaxy, which is like a big troop carrier thing. And like because there's proximity chat, and people will just be like, hey Linda, how's it going, hot stuff? And then I'll come back and be like, yeah, pretty good. And
Is this
always...
related to you just sometimes wanting to be homosexual?
Yes, it is. No, I think this is more related to me wanting to be a woman, but let's not go into that. But yeah,
That made my
I feel
life.
your pain,
To be fair, I do
despite
that
not
too.
being woman.
I have female
Oh
characters
my
and
god,
things,
that
but I
made
don't
my
know why.
life.
Because
Well,
female
it's
characters
fun
are
playing.
usually much better. Like in the Mass Effect games, FemShep is so much better acted than
Yeah.
male Shep.
But you know, I'll play
Also-
through a game as both genders to see if there's any differences in text and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, have you played Mountain Blade Warband or any of the Mountain Blade games?
Never.
Like it's sort of interesting because if you start as a guy in Mountain Blade, then you start as like sort of like a lord, like a minor lord, but still a lord who like has a castle and stuff. Whereas if you start as a chick, you have nothing because you're a chick, and you as like a man, you can like create alliances and stuff with other dudes. And if you try to do that as a chick, they're like, oh no, we can't create an alliance with you. People will think I'm fucking you. And it's sort of interesting to see a game that actually has fairly drastic gameplay differences depending on your
doesn't
gender.
Dragon Age do that? Because, like, Dragon Age, like, if you're, like, a female elf, you're on, like, the day of your wedding day, and or if you're, like, a different female race, like, you're being sold off to be basically a sex slave. Like, doesn't Dragon Age do that? Or
How's it going, knife ears?
That's
a Dragon Age that. Never mind.
I-
But yeah, I like the different. I like the way that Dragon Age did the whole different races having different origin stories and stuff. That was cool.
It was interesting. Okay, so Madbird shared his story of the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a freebie.
I guess. I mean, you could share another one, because I shared, like, 4, because I was rambling.
This is true. I'm still not entirely sure what the idea of this is.
Just share
but I'm
something
glad
where,
that
like,
I've filled the brief.
a problem
I'll
that
fill
you-
your briefs. Jeez.
A problem that you run into
With my
as
cock.
a
I like you
gamer.
clarified so that wasn't creepy.
Yeah.
It's not creepy. I'm underage.
And male.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
I
It
don't
went from
care.
No, the male thing's fine. You're Australian, but the underage thing.
It went from like sexual abuse to a joke just by saying cheese.
But something that, like, you run into that's a problem, like, Triggs, you talked about in the chat one time how, like, your mom didn't understand your passion for, you know, making video games.
Yeah, and she still doesn't.
And,
Does she
you know,
understand
that's a
your passion
problem
for
some people-
masturbation?
That's a problem too, I guess. You can share that if you want.
My mum
But-
walked in on me last year. That was awkward. That's all I'm going to say on the subject.
I'm sure we'll ask you about it in chat later.
Oh, but yeah, I get what you mean. Okay, in that case, I've got another story then.
Okay.
In Planet Side 2, again, I'm playing as the New Conglomerate, and there's basically 3 factions: the New Conglomerate, the Terran Republic, and the Vanu Sovereignty. And I picked the New Conglomerate because they have rock music in the menu when you, like, select them, and I was like, fuck yeah, rock music. And unfortunately, New Conglomerate also have the worst, like, player community. Like, it is entirely just fucking retards and people who cruise around in their tank playing, like, Eminem at full volume through proximity chat. And
I'm not afraid. I'm not
yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, that's getting a bit frustrating. And I've also spent money on, like, upgrades and stuff. And the annoying
Like
thing
real
about
life
Planet
money?
Side 2 is that those are locked to whatever character you bought them on. So, if, assuming I switched over to Terran Republic or something, I wouldn't have all the scopes and, like, foregrip and stuff that I have on my gun at the moment. I'd have to start all over again and spend more money.
So you chose a shit team, and
No,
now
based
you've
on
put
a
time
music
into it.
choice.
They're competent at times, and all of my friends are playing New Conglomerate with me, so it's bearable when, like, we're playing together. But, like, when I'm playing on my own or only with a couple of friends and we're in a squad full of people who are just, like, sitting in the warp gate in galaxies, like, pretending to have their jets fuck each other, it gets a little bit, like, tiresome.
Well, you chose this race based on playing rock music, and then
It's
the
not really a
people
race.
you're playing
Everyone's
with.
a person. Like, everyone's human.
Everyone's, the faction,
You
yeah.
chose this type.
Yeah, faction.
Let's
Yeah.
just say that. On rock music, and the people you're playing with play Eminem. Like, I find that amazing.
I hate it and everything about it, but at the same time,
Anything that makes Madbird more bitter, I just want it to continue.
thank you so much.
I want
I
to
want-
suffer as
Suddenly got
much as
this-
possible.
I'm, like, not a bitter person. I don't know why I've gotten this, like, I don't know why I've gotten this
Reputation?
reputation as being incredibly bitter.
A look
Because you
on
hate
the
fun.
forums.
I do. This is true. I should have been born in England.
Yeah, you sound more British than Australian, apart from the accent thing.
Apart from the accent and everything.
And taking pictures of just giant scary spiders. And,
It wasn't
just
that
shooting
giant.
birds.
It was only like the size of like nearly my hand.
Well, that's still kind of a big spider for most people.
Yeah, not for
Yeah,
us.
you don't see them in Britain.
You don't see
Britain,
any
you don't even see the
wildlife
sun.
in Britain apart from badgers.
I have never seen a badger.
That's a lie. You don't. You're just crushing my hopes and dreams. That's a horrible lie. You see, like you ride to work on badgers and you use them as. It's like the Flintstones where they use animals for everything. You just use badgers.
We use badgers for everything.
You
Badgers
drag a
make
us
badger
eat.
along the ground like a vacuum cleaner.
And all they eat is fish and chips.
Fish
and
and
drink
chops.
tea.
To translate
And
that
I
for
just live
Triggs.
off McDonald's, and I ride obese people, and just live at Walmart.
I ride obese people.
What?
Oh, what was
Live
that
at-
other
Go
great one you
faster.
had? 7 inches is the biggest I've ever done.
Oh, that was a bad quote. That was
Take it
such
out
a
of
bad
context,
quote.
that is brilliant.
That's such a bad quote. To clarify for the
I
audience, I was
still
talking
have
about
the,
heels.
I have the notepad with this on. Somewhere.
Good. When
You guys
when the
are
forum
such
eventually has
blackmailers.
signatures, we've all got to have that in our signatures.
I should have
6
a
inches
business
is the
card with
biggest
that
I've
on.
done, Luna.
Yeah,
I should
she
have a
said,
business card with that.
I normally do like 6 inches. The biggest I've ever done is 7.
Oh, okay.
That was a bad day. I've had some pretty great sayings that have been recorded like that. I'll probably tell them next podcast. But does anyone have any other segments they want to add?
Oh, Cheese and Triggs haven't told their horrible gaming stories about being mistaken for women.
Or,
I don't have a horrible gaming story about that, but I do have a story about that.
Do
Okay.
tell.
Okay, so I'm sure you know what I've completely forgotten the word for it is. Phone. Yeah,
Sound it
phone
out.
marketer.
What?
a what?
A phone marketer, someone who calls you up and says like,
Cold
"Do you want
caller.
floor insulation?"
Telemarketers.
telemarketer.
Telemarketer, that's it.
There you go.
Basically,
done.
they called me up. Well, they called us up, and I answered the phone as my dad because everyone hates dealing with them, and I just figured, I'll get them to go away. And they thought I was a woman. It was like, I'm sorry, I don't deal with money in the household, so I don't know like what kind of, what our budget is. And she's just like, oh, well, that's okay. You can put your husband on. And I'm like, oh,
I mean, I know some women who have like deep voices, but I wouldn't assume that they're women just off like you. It's strange that they said husband in particular. Usually they'd say like partner or something.
yeah.
Maybe they just thought you were gay.
But that's not the end of the story.
Oh dear.
Really?
We got another one. And this time I was just like, well, you know what? That last one thought I was a woman. This time, let's pretend I'm a woman.
Oh dear.
Right? So I did that, and then
Like, is
And
it what?
I
With,
said- and
you
she's
changed
like-
your voice, or
I'm just like, I don't deal with the bills around the household, because I use that line all the time. And she's just like, oh, so who does? And I'm like, my husband does. And she's just like, your husband? Oh!
oh snap!
I get it. You're a rainbow family. You're not a normal family.
So she went through the entire thing saying husband, 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 and then you said, and maybe you could get your wife? And I'm just like, excuse me? And she just flips her shit.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And panics and just starts apologizing.
When I was younger, I was always the friend who would have to do the prank calls. Like, I would never be the one like, let's do prank calls. But I could do a really super racist impression of a Chinese lady.
Do it now.
Do I really have to?
No,
Yes.
please don't.
Well, we're nearing the end of it. We need something to keep the people.
We need to
entertained.
pad the runtime. Go, racist.
No, I'm not going to, because maybe next podcast, that will make them tune in, but I would say I'm from Kagome's Kitchen, because Kagome is like the main girl in Inuyasha, and I made my friends wet themselves 3 times. Does that count for something?
That counts as something, yes. Well
Right,
done.
Pete,
Yeah.
what's your shitty story?
I was gonna.
My shitty
Actually,
story.
wait, I was just gonna say that when I pick up the phone and it's a telemarketer, I just say fuck off and hang up the phone.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
no
it.
fun. You have to play tricks on them.
No, no.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that shit. I've got, like, wanking and playing video games to do.
I'm petting Tally.
Yes, it's
Even
sort of unsettling that you know my cat's name.
Her name's Metallica, but you call her Tally, and it's Metallica
Metallica.
after the color, not the band.
It's really fucking creepy. Like, Jesus.
You
Anyways,
told me this, and I
Wad-
just remember things.
Wadsworth, bring the limo around and also tell us a story.
A story. Well, seeing as I'm British and nobody wants to hear what I have to say, I have no story. I think that will clear everybody's day up a little.
No, we want to hear, like, you whinge about the weather and, like, how it's
The weather.
constantly...
And actually, the weather has been pretty abysmal. Yeah.
Called it.
It's been, like, cold and rainy and stuff, and yeah.
So what you're saying
Winter
is
will do
England
that
has
to you.
been pretty much England.
England has been England, yes.
That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Triggs, when did you leave England? Like, how old were you?
I was 2, so about
Okay.
15 and a half years ago.
Okay.
Alright,
Well,
so you
like-
are classed as a Kiwi then. Alright.
Yeah, you're not English then.
Yeah, you're
He's
not-
still a
you're really
Kiwi.
not British.
I like calling him a Kiwi better than typing out he's a New Zealander, so...
Well,
you're
yeah,
just-
no one-
Someone tried to tell me that Kiwi was offensive. And I was like, no,
What?
it fucking isn't. That's not offensive.
just a
That's a
term.
You're
term of
you're
endearment.
either a fruit or you're an adorable bird.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, it's not offensive. It's like if I were to call Madbird a kangaroo. It doesn't make any sense and it's kind of stupid.
I
but it
will
isn't offensive.
fucking
I would
murder
call
you!
I would call him, like, a Joey and just, like, imagine, like, him in a little
Jesus.
pouch.
Like, if I called
And just, like,
Luna
hold
a
I
him
just
pat his
imagine
head.
myself being Joey from Friends and like, how you doing? Just constantly.
I don't know what I would call cheese because I have no idea what the British national animal is.
Badger. He's Badger.
Badger.
Badger, 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 badger.
Okay.
badger,
So yeah,
Badger,
if I
badger.
could
Sorry.
call him a badger, it'd be the same thing. It's just it's not done.
What,
Hey
you
there,
guys would
badge,
probably
badge.
just call me, like, Mickey D's. Or, like,
McDonald's.
Britney Spears.
Just call you an eagle.
You're
It's the
you're
same
Beebs.
thing. It just
You're
doesn't
Justin
sound as good
Biebs.
as Kiwi.
Yeah.
J-Beebs is Canadian, so...
He's a maple leaf.
Oh, is he? Fuck, that's depressing. I had this awesome theory where all cool Americans are actually Canadian, and he just ruined it.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
He's the
and then
exception
one
that proves
D,
the rule.
Yes.
One Direction, for, you know, those people who don't know, is, you know, obviously from Britain. And, well,
One Direction.
Niall is from Ireland. I know, like, everything about 1D, because my best friend's obsessed with them. It's really sad.
I agree.
I bet you guys couldn't name all the members. Try.
I barely know the name of the band.
You only remember it because it sounds so close to One Erection. That's the only reason you ever really remember the name.
I now want to refer to them as that. I'm going to. This is what's happening. Okay, so are we gonna have another segment, or are we gonna close this
Jesus.
down?
We're running on an hour and a half now, so
We should
Alright,
probably
we
finish up.
yeah, we did
So
say
that's
that
That's
it was
actually
gonna be like an
respectable
hour long.
length.
Yeah, is that everyone's exciting story done?
I'm surprised
Yeah.
we
Okay,
I'm a
managed to-
badger.
pad it out that much.
let's do our outro.
Okay.
I guess.
So
Alright.
all in all, I'm not J-Beebs. Cheese is a badger. Madbird's Joey from Friends.
How you
and
doing?
Kiwi is offensive.
And I'm a flightless bird.
Did you know that the you know kiwi fruit?
Yeah.
Those are actually kiwi. Those are actually eggs
They are.
of the kiwi bird.
Okay, let's
only
end
eggs
this.
I
Let's end
like.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice try.
Damn it!
Okay, ready? Bye, everyone.
Tune.
Alright.
I guess tune in next time to hear Luna's horribly racist Chinese person
Yeah.
impersonate.
Yeah.
Do it at some point with that as an incentive.
Yeah.
Incentive.
Yeah, that's the only reason we're going to do another one is to hear Luna be
We don't know what
horribly
it'll be.
racist.
Maybe next week, maybe the week after, maybe never.
I'm not working next weekend,
Neither am
so
I.
that works for me.